Sante, welcome to the Sorare Lounge, courtesy of the Sorare Thursday Club. Continuing our streak of being late every single week. This week, a little technical difficulty, but we are here with you as always. I am your host, Ricky, aka Sorare Mamba on Sorare, and I'm joined by my glamorous co-host, Play Sharper, Everton expert, and duck lover, Johnny, aka Dornado. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm very good. Had a fresh trim just for the show and absolutely nothing to do with the fact that it's my little baby boy's first birthday tomorrow. Purely for the show. But yeah, I'm good. Excited to chat. It's been a lot of news the last week, isn't there? A lot of things we need to go through. A lot of stuff we need to read for the first time ourselves as well. And try and get up to date with what's been said. But yeah, excited. And how's the arm? How is the arm?
Arm is still broken.
Still broken.
Nice. I have had my Christmas winter party after work this evening, so I've had quite a few mulled wines, had to have a quick nap and an energy drink before this to try and get back in the game. But like you, I haven't really followed too much of Sorare news in the last week, maybe because I've blocked football out slightly as Man United seem to get battered by everyone in sight. Bournemouth taking us to the cleaners. Out of Europe, Bristol City lost as well to one of our mates' teams, Blackburn. So yeah, maybe I'm just, blocking football out.
Yeah, at least you got a Bournemouth stack though in Sorare.
I did have a Bournemouth stack,
Okay.
yeah.
Silver lining.
Clutch again. All right, maybe because I'm a little sleepy, I'll give you a little warm up. We tried the quick fire 5 questions last week. I liked it. I've brought it back.
Yes.
One word, quick, straight away answer. Right, get your juice flowing. So here you go. 5 questions. Favorite Premier League team? Not Everton.
Brighton.
Basketball or baseball?
Basketball, but I don't really like either, to be honest with you.
NBA. Beach holiday or city break?
City break, I reckon.
City break. Favorite football team you've discovered thanks to Sorare?
It's got to be Columbus Crew. Got to be the massive Crew.
Up the Crew. Mbappe or Haaland? Mbappe, there you go. Feeling loose? Feeling ready to go?
Good. I like that. It's good because I struggled to do any prep this week, so that sort of limbers me up. Do you know what I mean? Gets me into the mood for the show.
Just this week, or?
Well, look, it's difficult when you got a baby. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned that.
I know.
But anyway, thank you to anyone who is joining us now in the chat or is watching or listening afterwards. If you could please like and subscribe and all that vibe. We'll tell Santa you've been good. Get yourselves on the good list and make us feel all warm and fuzzy and happy for the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, how did your weekend go? Any rewards? Any money?
Yeah, I had a few little bits. So let's share my screen whilst we're here. Luckily, as you well know, I'm an Everton supporter, and Everton are doing quite well at the moment.
Really?
Despite the 2-point deduction, we've won 3 straight games this weekend for the first time in like 3 years. This week, sorry. So yeah, it's been a pretty decent week in terms of some Sorare prizes. Fortunately, my rare Everton players are sort of spread out a bit, so I haven't really been winning much with the rare stuff. But yeah, I managed to win some ETH in the winter comp. So what's that? 10, 15 quid roughly there. I won another 15 quid here. So 20, 25 quid. I also won rare ETH in the rare threshold. And I won a tier 3 rare, a tier 3 limited, and a tier 5 limited, I think it was. The tier 3 rare was worth, 20 quid. The tier 3 limited was an awful keeper. It was a keeper, and a keeper that apparently, rumour has it, may start whilst the normal keeper is at the African Cup of Nations. It's the Charleroi keeper in Belgium, but worth like £1.50. So not the best prizes, but main thing is I won some ETH.
Excellent. Yeah, I picked up £130 in the Premier League winter comp. I'm absolutely flying in that because I'm not got any good players, but teams like Bournemouth, Fulham, Burnley have all been on some heaters.
It's Everton. Branthwaite. Who else we got? Branthwaite, McNeil. Yeah. I mean, you've sort of hit the jackpot in terms of Everton have been really good for like 2 weeks, just as the winter comp started. So you've made, how much have you made?
Over 500 now.
500 quid.
Yeah,
That's
been
insane.
incredible. Had a couple of limiteds. I think I got rare ETH this midweek, unless Fabianski ships 3 goals and gets negative decisive. They were 1-0 up last time I saw.
Yeah, it's 2 now. 2-0 up now.
2-0 up. Maybe a couple of limiteds. So yeah, we're going along nicely. Help paying for Christmas. Evening, Red or Dead. Thanks for joining us. What we got today then? We'll do Everton versus the world, as always. Premier League preview. We'll have a little start with the gossip column, having a look at some recent Sorare goings on. I will say that there seems to have been quite a lot going on. I've seen everyone talking about the changes. We all know the boxes and the collection and the manager score change. I haven't really gone into any of it in a lot of depth, so this is all pretty new to me, having a look at it.
Right.
So feel free to shout any views that you've got. But yeah, let's start clicking through. So the first thing, celebrations continue, right? Christmas of giving. So are onto the Bundesliga players now. As you can see here, I've been outbid on a Harry Kane. I really want one because I've got that Bayern Munich stack, and Harry will fit perfectly. Demirovic, he's going to be at the Euros, isn't he? Bosnian striker.
Some big names, isn't there? Some big names in this German one, with obviously Florian Wirtz as well. And you got Xavi Simons is a big name. Guirassi's flying, isn't he, for Stuttgart this season?
Linked to Man United everywhere today as well. I mean, it's pretty easy for everyone to get linked to Everton. Man United, Newcastle, basically on every transfer window, isn't it? So,
yeah, true. But I mean, don't know about you, but I just continue to absolutely love these cards. I would have loved to have built a stack of them, like maybe just like a limited stack of them for the Euros or something like that across all the divisions. Because obviously I bought a Pickford as part of my Everton stack, which is cool. But like, you know, it'd be great to pair that with a Bellingham, a Kane, you know, but it's just so much money. It's just too much. But they're sexy cards, aren't they? They look so good.
Yeah, I picked up a Rashford and a Philip Billing rare. He actually got a decisive at the weekend, which is good. I really rate the Xavi Simons celebration. Wirtz that's generally happy to be on that card as well, which is a good one. Yeah, there's some deep looking ones here in the Bundesliga. They've put a solid effort so far. Demirovic looking like he's going to treat you to a bunch of 5s. But yeah, I think these cards are cool. We've said this before. The special edition ones, any special edition card is just cool. That followed on from a league, isn't it? Obviously, Jude's been a massive one there. Giannis Hadji got that cool little drop on as well. Anyone from there, La Liga, take your fancy?
I can't remember who. Obviously Bellingham. You've got Bellingham. You've got Pedri had the cool one with the goggle eyes. Who else do we have? Who was Sociedad? It was Take, wasn't it? Take would be a good one to have.
I think that Danny Parejo was a bit of a legend because of John Nellis on the platform, wasn't he?
I'm sure John Nellis has already bought one, but yeah, he's not quite been the same Parejo, has he, in the last few years? But I saw he scored tonight, I think.
I wonder if Nellis did buy one.
Surely.
I don't know what he's called on Sorare. There he is.
There he is.
Surely he bought a Danny Parejo.
I noticed that there's another Sorare manager called John Nellis Sorare Goat as well. So
he doesn't seem to have one yet, considering he's got Hall of Fame of Danny Parejos. You'd have to think one ends up in there.
I mean,
anyway,
is he forgetting only 10 are minted of each card, isn't he? I mean, he's got to be quick if he's going to get one.
Yeah, he's got to fit nice in this Hall of Fame. You've got to think he's going to go there. We also had the new faces drop. Jeremy Doku's probably the big one here. Very pricey card, wasn't it? But he also had a limited, mint. Wasn't in his Man City kit. So I wonder if this extra availability of him alters his price at all.
Yeah, there's some nice cards, wasn't there? I was kind of hoping a Beto Everton card would get minted, because that's the last one of the Everton squad they haven't done yet. But yeah, the Doku's cool. Who is it? Yeah, Fulkrug as well, I guess is a reasonably big name, likely to start for Germany, I think, in the Euros as striker. potentially. I don't know if he necessarily will, but he's a pretty big name player.
Yeah, we got Pena starting for Barcelona while Ter Stegen's out, obviously. And my first ever under 23 keeper, Nordin Jackers.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Relegated. He's a backup now, isn't he, at Bruges?
That's right. He was at was it Beckeren or whatever they're called? Vasilij Beckeren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some nice cards in there. I don't think we had them. They said we get them every Tuesday, but I don't think we had them for a while, have we? So
yeah, I think they got a bit sidetracked with other things, which is fair enough because it's not particularly urgent, I don't think, to get these things out. But
I'd like an Alex Scott at Bournemouth. That's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Toby Layson had a good performance last week as well. Everyone was talking about him, so he's in there as well.
Nice.
Speaking of the Jupiler League, we've got the Jupiler Pro League Special Weekly this weekend. I like these special weeklies. More special weeklies, the better. I don't know if I've got enough new Jupiler cards. It's obviously the OG League of Sorare. Got all those really nice old retro cards, but I don't think it's one that I've really heavily focused on at all lately. So I don't know if I'll be able to enter this. But
annoyingly, I've got a really good limited Pro League stack, but I've only got one new season card, and you need 3. And I just feel like I've missed the boat a little bit on buying those new season ones for this because they're going to be stupid price now.
Yeah,
and I've got a Skov Olsen new season card, so one of the better players. I've got Van Aken, I've got Daniel Munoz, I've got the St. Gilloise keeper. So I've got a pretty good team, but I sort of put all them in before reading it and then saw that it said 3 new season cards and it wouldn't let me enter it. So I was a bit gutted. But maybe I'll have a little sneaky look on the secondary market tonight, see if I can find some little gems. I've still got to do all my teams, so
yeah, me too. Let's move on. Yeah, there was 2 big announcements, wasn't it? There was the manager, like page updates, and there's these reward boxes. Reward box special 270 starts this weekend, right?
Yeah.
4 consecutive game weeks. So a cap 270 mode, like in all but name. But the big news is you get these reward boxes, right? What did they say these are for? So this is to their solution to win exciting card rewards and club items, or also maintaining our core gameplay principles by ensuring the top managers are guaranteed top rewards. So premium boxes, standard boxes, and light boxes. Yeah,
I think it's good. I mean, I guess they've got around because I don't think the boxes are going to include cards, are they? They're going to be coins or like benefits from the shop that you can get, like extra expansions or whatever, team expansions. I think it's cool. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? And it's good that they're still maintaining those cards for those top performers. So if you do really well in that competition this week, you really, really well, you'll still win something of really good value as well as a box.
No, they've got cards in.
Oh, they do have. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you look at limited premium box, it's got a 0.3% of a star limited, 1% of a tier 1, 3% to be a tier 2, 15% to be a tier 3, and then an 8% chance to be a 3 times level up limited. So you're sort of rolling the dice, aren't you? Getting a little bit of this.
What's the low one then? The lights, isn't it limited light?
The light box is a 91% chance of 1 times level up limited, and then 8% of a tier 3, and a very small chance of a big reward.
Okay, well that's cool. I mean, I don't care if it's a small chance. It's all a bit of a lottery. I kind of like that. It gives you that chance of something, and it's low entry costs to enter these things. It kind of reminds me of the buying the packs on Ultimate Champions a little bit, where it gives you like a 5% chance of getting an epic or something like that. Yeah,
and it feels like almost like a FIFA pack type of thing, isn't it? Where you're like, open my pack, fingers crossed for the walkout, the big player, the special edition thing. So, and I guess if they get the animations right on these, they could be a really cool thing to share, as almost like a word of mouth marketing thing when people are going. I know we have flipping the coins now and the thing comes up, but I think a box could probably be an improvement on that, where it pops up and you're like, oh my God, I hit the 1%.
But I guarantee it'll lag. the first one.
Yeah, definitely lag.
But I remember when I first started Sorare, and I, was trying to get used to how it worked. I was like, where do I buy packs to like get random cards? And they're like, oh, we don't do this. So I guess this is actually between 3 years ago when we started and now, this is probably the closest to that you can get. I guess you're not buying them, you're winning them, but like it's a mystery pack of things, isn't it? So like you can win a tier of boxes, but also within that, there's a chance of you winning higher things in that tier or lower things in that tier. It's kind of like a bit of fun, isn't it? I like it. I think it's good.
Well, I mean, it does answer one of the core problems, which I mentioned here, of more people get to win something. So 7,000 people this goes up to. It's a lot of people win something. But you then balance that between, are you really that excited to pull a limited level up? Do you know what I mean? You do get to open something, but most people are getting a 1x level up limited. Are you like, but it's the lottery chance, I guess, of like, oh my God, maybe I'll get the star, maybe I get the star. But most of us are going to get a 1x level up limited. And they're like, I don't use those level ups really anyway, because I never seem to be able to get a player I want near the start of a level or high enough, So yeah, I think it's a nice idea to try. And these looks cool when Van Dijk pops up here. I think it might be a good way to share things on social media and stuff. But it's another comp. I'm going to enter it. I'm interested to see how it plays out. Yeah, and it does give, you do have the excitement of the lottery ticket, the potential, and more people, 7,000 people are going to be opening a box.
Yeah, exactly.
With their fingers crossed, like maybe I'll be the 0.01%. So
it's worth noting as well. So I wasn't quite sure of until I put a team in today, is that it's a Cap 270 thing, but it doesn't link to your Cap 270 team. It's not the same team. You have to have two separate entries. One for, I know you probably know that, but if anyone's watching thinking, oh, does it just link to my Cap 270 I set? You have to do two separate ones. So yeah, something to worth noting. I was just doing the sums on the chance of getting a star or winning a cup. Was it 0.05% for a light box?
For a light box.
So you got
0.05, yeah.
So there's 4,000 light boxes. So 200 of them. Actually, no, that's not right. That you wouldn't know that I did a maths degree, would you?
I mean, the top 200 also get a card anyway.
Yeah.
Like, so there is actual other prizes as well for the highest finishers. So you're not all.
2 of the 4,000 boxes have star limiteds in those light boxes, but they're a bit fun, aren't they? 2 people are going to be very happy.
Yeah, but 2 out of 4,000. I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm interested to see like the overall reaction of people once they, the rewards are out and everyone's opened it. Will like the small amount. You know how social media is usually an echo chamber. The small amount who pull off a great result here, are they just going to be overwhelmed by people moaning? I do like the concept. I like the idea, and I think it'd be cool to open the boxes. I'm just interested to see how it plays out overall. But a lot of people are going to win something, which is, yeah,
it's always good.
Good. At least we might be able to scrape something that we can open up on stream or on a shop.
It's always good, but people will know.
Yeah, we got the card bonus consistency changes as well. The main things to come out of this, right, is that super rare and unique thresholds are going up because they're now applying scarcity bonus. So really, it doesn't change anything apart from maybe psychologically in your head. You've now got to get 330 points and 375 points, which seem a lot. But yeah, they're just applying scarcity bonuses on a more.
So the bonuses previously were non-existent in Super Rare, were they? There was nothing. There was just a captain. Was there a captain bonus at all?
You had a captain bonus, I think, yeah. But
and
not
then
scarcity
none of the players had any bonuses on them. It was just what they scored was what they scored.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay, well, obviously I don't do Super Rare cap, so I guess that'll affect you more than anything. But like I say, it shouldn't technically affect it in terms of, but I guess it encourages people to train their Super Rares and, top up their powers. It sort of encourages people to spend coins and stuff. So I guess that's why they're doing it, right?
Yeah, and I think it worked out you need 1 point less or something. So
Okay.
limits to win. Super Cap 220s coming back again, January the 12th. I think it's probably the best competition we've had so far for the Super Cap mode, to get the most people involved. You know, all of our mates who some are quite low level, some of us are high up. It's a competition where it feels like a lot more level playing field, right? Because everyone's been able to try and hunt those zero cost goalies or put their common wherever they've got a gap in their team. So it gives them more flexibility to get more teams out because they can use the common to fill in wherever they need it that game week, while still allowing people who have big galleries like me. I stuck a Kimmich and a Coman in mine in midweek because they had their Galassi keeper at a 0. So yeah, I like it. I think it's the best one.
Yeah, I think it's good. I agree with you. I think it's certainly the most level playing field one, isn't it? I reckon.
Yeah. And the other thing they announced isn't it during the period of these box rewards, they're going to take out cards from Cap 240?
Yeah, so I think it's a month-long thing. Is that right? So for a month, there'll just be an ETH threshold in Cap 240 Limited.
Yeah.
So effectively, it becomes similar to the winter comp in that sense that it's just ETH prizes. But that's fine. As long as you're winning, it's fine for me and you. Maybe, I don't know, people might be annoyed about it, but like, they can't, not every competition could just have millions of cards thrown at it in terms of prizes. They're going to have to accept, people are going to have to accept that there's going to be if there's going to be extra comps, there's going to be cards taken from other comps. It's just, yeah, it needs to be a sustainable ecosystem, doesn't it?
And with the level of limited, a lot of the tier 5, tier 4 limiteds are 40, 50, 60, 70, 80p max anyway. Yeah. You know, $5 that you win is like better than most of the card rewards you're going to get unless you're in the upper echelon. So,
yeah,
you know, I'd still just be sticking a team in to try and get the 280 points and win $5, which is quite a good reward and can be quite a good return on investment at that level anyway, right?
Yeah, I think it's good.
All right. Well, we're on to manager levels and challenges. This is all new. Have you done all yours? Have you claimed yours? What level are you?
I claimed all mine. I got a little bit too impatient, as you know me. I can't have a flashing notification on my screen for more than about 10 minutes before I open it. So yeah, I think I'm like just under level 39, so 38.75-ish or whatever. Obviously, a lot of them also filled with stuff that I'd done historically, which I think they announced as part of their announcement that it was going to backdate, which is good. Although I did notice one of them didn't backdate for me, which was finish in the top 3 of a rare competition. And I definitely have finished in the top 3 of a rare competition twice, I think. So I don't know whether something's errored out there. But yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I like these types of things. We've discussed it previously, haven't we? How we like, you know, trying to complete these challenges. Even when they had no actual value at all in completing them, I was still trying to complete them, as were you.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
give me anything extra I can do or try and claim, beat, complete. Yeah.
Now they're making it actually worth something. You know, it's even better.
It appeals to the collector, and like I'm a collector, I like collecting things. So yeah, this is we finally got a limited pro up here in some iteration.
Need
to win a limited trophy, common pro. Yeah, I mean,
annoyingly, there's not a claim all button, I don't think. So you're gonna have to go through all them in there.
Yeah, I was hoping there was a claim all button. I'm not going to go through and claim these all.
Yeah, but there's a little graphic. Why don't you just try claiming one? So there's a graphic that comes up which you can skip. But if you press claim, it's like a little thing comes up and starts.
New badge. Plus 5 manager points.
It's nothing too special, but it's nice. It's a nice sort of graphic, isn't it? I think something similar might happen with these boxes we're going to be opening, hopefully, in terms of, you know, something will flash up on the screen and something will come out. But yeah, I think it's cool.
There's lots of things they can add to it as well. I think that would be the key, and where they go from it to keep people interested and offer different things. But it's another way of competing as well, isn't it? Trying to get your manager level higher than everyone else, or the person that you dislike or you think's a twat and is always beating you on auctions. Like, well,
and also whilst we're here, if you go onto yours again, onto your challenges, go to ambassador. At the bottom there, for any people watching, if you could all follow Dornado, the Swiss Mafia, we can get those extra points at the bottom there. I think I've got something like 65 followers, so you're well ahead of me. Not sure I'm going to get to 2,000 followers anytime soon, but get following us, lads, because we need you.
Be the classic eBay MySpace. Follow for a follow.
Yeah, follow for a follow. I'll send you my love heart.
Yeah. Come on, man. Have you unlocked any cosmetics or anything from it? I haven't obviously clicked through it all to know.
What?
Or...
No, I don't think they're actually ready yet, the cosmetic things. I think it's I think it's in beta phase still, so it's not quite got to that cosmetic stage.
Yeah. I think it's good as well that they're, backdating everything, because it would be really annoying to try and do it all again, especially if you've already bought the thing. You don't want to have to rebuy them. Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. And they're going to bring out a manager ID, right? All this type of customization and uniqueness, and I think it's all good.
And that looks cool, doesn't it? That picture of that stadium there, like behind the backdrop of your team name, that is cool.
Yeah, trophies, rewards, rivals rep. Yeah, the more the better. The more you can customize and feel like it's unique and stand out to yourself, the better. They have been doing a better job with the UI, I think. Can day some dreadful updates, but yeah, it's pretty tidy nowadays.
I think it's kind of following on from that idea they had with the training facilities, right? That they were going to do, which they kind of scrapped. But there was some nice pictures they released as part of that announcement, wasn't there? Where it showed like a training facility you could have in your backdrop of your gallery, or like a stadium, or like a boardroom. Do you remember? So I think stuff like that is cool, and I think something like that where if someone wanted to trade with you in your gallery, they click onto like trade, and it like takes you to a boardroom or something that you've selected as your backdrop for the boardroom, and they can, I don't know, make transfer requests through there to you. I think stuff like that is cool. It's a cool idea, and it's obviously going to cost them money to implement that type of thing, but it's stuff that people will spend coins and money on doing to their, like, you look at FIFA, people spend money on all these types of things on FIFA all the time, don't they? So like, it's another way they can get revenue in, I think.
Yeah, this whole, you can see the changes they've been making in recent updates and things. Less cards, winning other things in competitions, these random box wins, customization of your club and stuff. It's got the feel of them, like pivoting to, what they want to be in the future, and you can start to see like what they're aiming for. But yeah,
and people like at this point, I mean, for the last year, definitely, people always compare Sorare to Football Index. Well, they do. People I talk to, they always compare it because it's a football investment game. They just like Sorare is so far ahead of what Football Index ever was. Like, unbelievably far ahead, like 100 times better. And just stuff like this, it's really like becoming a more personalized game now, isn't it? I love it. I think it's great. It's going a really good way, I think.
Yeah. I had a little look at last weekend as well. I want to start a goalkeepers club for special goalies that score 100, so they can be recognized. Being a goalkeeper myself, there's no one to induct this week, so this segment is on hold. But believe me, I want to start giving some love to goalkeepers. So goalkeepers, you're on notice. If you want to start hitting hundreds, you will be rewarded with a special.
Hard. It is hard to get a keeper 100, isn't it? Because I've seen games where a keeper's got 2 penalty saves and a clean sheet, and they've got 90. And it's just like, fuck me. What do they have to do to get 100? It's just the way that it's scored, isn't it? It's just really unfair. I almost feel like a penalty save as a decisive for a keeper should be higher than any other type of decisive for any outfield player, because it's just such a major thing. But it is hard. You need like 15 saves and a clean sheet, don't you?
Diving saves.
Diving saves, yeah.
So we will have Keepers Club. I will be recognising keepers that score 100, setting them up in their own Hall of Fame.
I like it.
Giving them a jazzy induction every week. But nothing this week. Let's go on to Premier League preview, because we had some connection issues at the end of last week's one, meaning we didn't really get to go through last week's. So
I kind of feel like we might be having a slight amount of connection issues this week as well, but not quite as bad as last week. That's for sure.
Yeah. Friday, we have a Friday game. Friday night. Forest Spurs.
Brennan Johnson revenge game.
Richarlison, he was back last week.
Yeah.
2 goals. What are you thinking for Spurs Forest?
Forest, I've got to that point, I feel, with Forest and their manager where every game is like teetering on the edge for them. Do you get that feeling? Like, I feel there's a lot of rumours. Obviously, I've got a few Forest mates on another fantasy football WhatsApp group, and they're saying like he's 1 or 2 bad results, like really bad results from being fired. So they're on edge at the moment. Obviously, they're at home. They're pretty good at home. But Tottenham are a weird team as well, though, aren't they? Like, one week they're great, one week they're crap. Like, they drew amazingly with Man City and probably played better than them. And then they lost at home to West Ham, who then lost to Fulham 5-0. It's like a weird season at the moment. I fancy Tottenham to win this game, to be honest with you. They've got Romero back. They do miss Van de Ven, or whatever his name is. But yeah, what do you think? I reckon maybe 2-0 Spurs.
I think Big Coops, Steve Cooper, is a dead man walking, right?
He's struggling.
I do think Big Ange is going to play offensive football. So there will be times where teams, can get something against Spurs because they play so offensively and do leave themselves a bit open at times. I just don't think it's going to be Forest this weekend. I've got Richarlison and Brennan Johnson myself, and Udoji as well. I bought his liquid, liquid boy, whatever those young awards winning cards were. I got one of them.
Golden boy.
That's what you're here for, bringing the knowledge bombs. Looks like a good game for the offensive players for Tottenham. And you always got Romero, who score, get 100, or batter someone and get sent off.
Yeah, he's certainly a fun guy to have, in terms of he's going to have a decisive every week. It's going to be negative or positive, but he's going to have one.
Yeah, and then some decent looking predicted scores for the Forest attacking players as well. But I guess that's an offensive Spurs team. So yeah, load up the attackers, I guess.
I mean, like you said with Tottenham, like they're good going forward, but Udoji and Porro are basically wingers that play at fullback. So they are a bit weak at the back when they don't have like Van de Ven, who's one of their best defenders. Davis is no good, but there we go.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go for 2-1 Spurs, but
nice.
Yeah, 2-1 Spurs. Bournemouth, Luton. Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth have been playing really well. Luton have also been getting some decent results. Everyone keeps saying they're the plum team to have a fixture against, but they've actually been doing all right, haven't they?
They almost got something at home City, didn't they? I was baffled when they won the up at half time, weren't they, at home to City. But yeah, Bournemouth are flying at the moment. I think they're potentially first or second in the form table for like last 6 games or something stupid like that.
I think they were first, weren't they? I don't know if anyone had a game to go in the week, but
it's amazing because like you look at the first sort of 7-8 games of the season, I was almost like that new manager's going to get sacked. Like he was struggling. Apparently the owner was at one of the games. It was their first game they won. He was there, like he was going to have a meeting with the manager after the game, sort of jobby, give him the dreaded vote of confidence. But yeah, ever since then, I think they've been doing well. I think they've just taken a bit of time, obviously, to get used to the way you want them to play. But yeah, I think I can't see anything else than a Bournemouth win here, and very good for your Bournemouth stack. That's a nice little plum fixture, isn't it, for the weekend?
Yeah, it's very nice. Semenyo, Neto, could do with Lloyd Kelly coming back, and Alex Scott, so we can get his cards out and we can have the trinity of ex-City players and Bournemouth line. Salah's been looking really good as well. And this guy up front for Luton, Adebayo, actually looks really good in real life. on the eye. I don't know if he translates into score. I imagine he didn't get much of the ball at Luton, but I think it's a decent player in real life, a big handful. So, yeah, I'm going to go for a narrow Bournemouth win. I don't think it'll be easy. I'm going to go narrow. I'm going to throw another 2-1 out there, but this time for the home team.
I think 2-0. I think 2-0 Bournemouth.
Yeah. I used to live in Luton for like 7 years, so maybe I'm a bit biased towards them. I do want them to do well. Chelsea to Sheffield United. Chelsea managed to lose to Man United, so I don't know if I can trust them in any way anymore.
Chelsea just confused the hell out of me, to be honest with you. Like, I look at that team then and think that is a very, very good team. Like, they just can't get it together. It's like they just can't deal with the pressure at the moment. This to me is a few weeks ago it would have been 3 points easy for Chelsea, but Sheffield United got a new manager. They won the last game. I bet they'll frustrate the shit out of Chelsea. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think Chelsea will win. But I think Sheffield United will score. I'll go 2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah, obviously I watched Chelsea versus Everton. That was midweek, wasn't it? Because I was hoping to take the piss out of you when you lost, but instead,
mate, we're really good.
Yeah, I think Mudryk does look like he's, got the ability to be something. I know he just gets lambasted by everyone for being awful, but he's got some rapid speed. He does get down the line well. I do think it will click for him eventually. Maybe it's because I own his rare card and I'm desperate for him to not be crap. Yeah. But, Nkunku to come back, there's a lot of, talk about him. Lavia, Chilwell, I think everyone's just presuming they'll click at some point. But
I think they will click. And like Cole Palmer, I think is a very, very key player for them. Has become a very key player very quickly for them, I think. He's really good on the ball. He's looking like he's taking all set pieces suddenly. Yeah, I do think it will click for them. And this could be the game, I guess, where they can finally put it together. Because they had a game like this maybe about 6 or 7 games ago. Do you remember? And it clicked and they won like 4-0 away. And I was like, right, here we go. Chelsea will start now. And they just went back to being very mediocre again very quickly.
Yeah, I do struggle to, recommend anything from Sheffield United in away fixtures like this. Obviously, Gus Hamer is showing us an A fixture, but yeah, apart from that, I'm not sure I want to line anything up. I'm looking at people that might have a lot of possession on the Chelsea team, like Silva, Caicedo, that should be racking up points. Even though Chelsea haven't been playing that well, you still expect them to have the majority of the possession at least. Petrovic in goal by the looks of it, according to this.
Yeah, I think he got a thingamajig, got a injury, didn't he, against Everton?
Yeah, he came off. He probably couldn't take the heat from Dominic Calvert-Lewin anymore, so he had to get off the pitch. Couldn't handle the pace.
It was whilst we're here, it was the first game this season where I haven't been able to watch the game either on Sky or on legal stream, because I was at my niece's nativity play, and it was in the school in Somerset, and there was fuck all 4G in the school hall, so it was horrific. I was trying to refresh it under my leg just so I could see what the score was. Just about managed to see Lewis Dobbin scored in the 93rd minute to get a 2-0 win, so I was very happy about that.
Yeah, who was it? Calvert-Lewin missed the sitter. That was then the rebound was scored. I could have done with that goal. I could have done with a McNeil assist.
I know. I would have changed. It would have put me in the very higher echelons of ETH in quite a few things. But
Calvert-Lewin actually got the assist on FPL, didn't he?
I think FPL gives assists for shots that rebound, right? But Sorare don't. So technically, I guess that was a shot that rebounded. We should have just fucking scored. I mean,
so instead of a decisive, we get big chance missed, don't we? That's the swing from FPL to Sorare.
Yeah, I just would have loved a nice little cheeky assist from McNeil. He was captain of all my teams, but
yeah, it would have been about another £50 in the winter comp. But we can't complain. We won something. I've got Thiago Silva this weekend, so we'll be lining him up. It's nice to see a ex-MLS goalie over here now representing the Sorare community.
And Nicholas Jackson Is Jackson 100% as well? Is that what that's saying, or what's...
Yeah, 100% to play.
Okay, good. So I've got his rare. Obviously, he was on the bench against Everton, which I was a bit surprised at. But yeah, I'll be starting him this weekend at home, Sheffield United.
Yeah, good to go. I'm going to go for Chelsea 3-0. I think this is not sure if it'd be lift off completely, or maybe it's just like flattering to deceive. But I think that'd be a comfortable win.
Okay, I like it.
City Palace. Again, Man City rested the whole team, didn't they? Basically, I think Grealish played, Foden came on, John Stones played, but Haaland wasn't there, was he? Alvarez didn't start. Edison wasn't playing. Rodri wasn't playing. You know, it's not like a lot of the time you come back from midweek Europe and they're like, you know, teams can get caught leggy or not struggle when they've played midweek, especially when the other team hasn't. But, you know, City are going to be fresh. Got some catching up to do.
They had the luxury, didn't they, of resting all their players.
And still winning.
And they still won. I didn't watch the game, but I read something saying that Rico Lewis, Bob, I was going to say Bob Fett. What's his name? Oscar Bob.
Boba Fett, yeah, and Lewis Hamilton.
Bob and someone else completely just ran the show. So it's nice to know that Man City have got a whole new breed of 16-year-olds coming through. I saw one of them that was starting was a ball boy like 3 years ago, and it was like
that was Hamilton, wasn't it? Nico Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton, whatever his name is.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if you were to name one team over the last sort of 5 or 6 years that Man City has been a bit of a bogey team, other than maybe Spurs have been a bit of a bogey team, but Palace always seems to have been a bit of a random bogey team for Man City. But they are missing, obviously, Eze. Zaha's now left. I think Zaha and Eze had been quite major in causing some upsets against them over the last few years. And they're struggling, aren't they? I think there's rumours again that Hodgson could be not too many games away from potentially losing his job. I think it'll be a Man City win quite heavily, but you never know. I'll go 4-1.
Remy Matthews apparently starting in goal for Palace. 100%. He came on in the last game, so I guess the injury is bad enough that he'll be starting. I don't know how long he'll be Nets for, but interesting. I like that. If this was at home, or if Palace were a bit more at full string, but yeah, they've been on the ropes a bit recently as well, haven't they? I do like a lot of Palace's players, and I have had a tendency to back them to get a result in a lot of these prediction things we've done, especially as I really like the centre backs. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to put my neck out there. I've gone with all the favourites so far, and I think I'll go with City as well. I've got City stack, and I think because they rested so many of their players midweek, it makes it an easy play to go with some City players this weekend as well, because you can, trust a bit more whether they're going to play. Obviously, Haaland had the injury news, so we need to be.
I was going to ask you about Haaland. What you think about it? I saw someone tweeted saying his dad, brother, and sister or something have all got rid of him on his FPL team. I don't know if it was true or not. It might have been complete bollocks. But I saw photos of him training this week, so I guess he's all right. And he's a fucking robot anyway, so he probably just recovered from a broken foot in about 2 days.
Yeah, I would check tomorrow. I would lean on him probably starting, but you can do something like an Alvarez anyway, who is probably a bit surer to start. And there's so many options in there.
What I love is that you just said you can trust who's going to start, and I just guarantee Pep will start bloody like Oscar Bob up front or something stupid. Like something will happen. He'll have something in store.
I think Doku's the worry, isn't it? Doku's not expected to start, but Grealish started in midweek as well. So yeah, you're right. Even after all this, it's still a bit of a clusterfuck who's going to play. But I think you could probably pick, Rodri, the keeper, Bernardo, and a couple of defense. There is options to build around.
I'll certainly be starting my Rodri. That's for sure.
Newcastle, Fulham. Everyone's still all out giving Newcastle all the sympathy because apparently they've can barely field a squad with all the injuries they got. Yeah. When it happens to Man United, it's like, oh, that was shit management, isn't it? But when it happens to Newcastle, it's like, oh, aren't they valiant? Putting up this is called sour grapes and bitterness coming out. But yeah, Johnny Evans getting 30 appearances for the season incoming. But yeah, they are looking leggy, aren't they? They started really well midweek against Milan, looked really good, and then just fell off as the longer the match went. I guess, yeah.
They're missing Trippier this weekend. He's obviously suspended. And maybe that's a good thing because he gave us all 3 goals in midweek last week. 2 errors and played onside Beto for our 3rd goal. But yeah, I think, like you say, Newcastle are looking leggy. And also, they've been riding on the crest of wave, haven't they, for probably a year, really. They were flying in the league last year, obviously qualified for Champions League. I just think they're hitting a bit of a crisis of confidence, aren't they? A little bit. They've had a few things not go their way. Obviously, injuries. As much as we take the piss, like they've had some bad luck with injuries, and they're just suffering a little bit through that. And Fulham are flying at the moment. They're 2 straight 5-0 wins for the first time in their history.
Fulham's stats been on fire, haven't they, in the winter comp?
I can see Fulham getting something here. I could see them getting a win. Especially as Newcastle are missing Trippier. Obviously, Pope out is a big miss for them. Dubravka could have done better with a couple of goals we scored against them. Yeah, it's interesting.
Anthony Gordon came off injured, didn't he?
Anthony Gordon came off injured and also played like absolute wank against Everton. So that was nice to see.
No revenge game. Dan Burn was back midweek.
Who was that?
I think Dan Burn was back in midweek.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go for Newcastle fast start, Fulham strong finish. I'm going to go score draw or Fulham to nick it by 1. Maybe a 2-1 or a 3-2 Fulham.
I was going to say 2-2 I can see a 2-2 happening here.
Desmond.
The old Desmond. But Neno signed a new contract this week, I saw, for Fulham. So he's pretty set as number 1 now.
Great keeper.
Yeah.
Burnley, Everton. No surprises what way you're going to go in this. Is that Michael Keane predicted to start?
It is, yeah. So Bradthwaite is obviously suspended this weekend, as is Idrissa Gueye. Yeah, I mean, Michael Keane is next in line. Unfortunately, I put this on Play Sharper, but Michael Keane actually picked up a knock in training a lot earlier this week. He's back in training now, but so he's a slight-ish doubt. I think Dyche in his press conference today said, he's going to do full training again today, unless he has some sort of bad reaction, he'll be fine for the weekend. So he's most likely to play. Obviously, you've got Godfrey as well, who's not ideal either. Then you got Ashley Young he's not been confirmed out, but he picked up an injury, came off last week. And Coleman's still struggling with the little injuries picked up. So it's looking likely Patterson starts. Calvert-Lewin should be starting. Decore. It's a pretty solid team. We're flying at the moment. Bit of an Everton-Burnley rivalry at the moment, obviously due to McNeil, Tarkowski, Keane, and Dyche. Obviously, Everton are known a bit as Burnley 2.0 at the moment. But yeah, I mean, I think we're 4th most informed team in the league right now. Best thing that ever happened to us was getting deducted 10 points because we've already won 9 points since getting told we lost 10 points. So. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird situation to be in because right now we should be 10th. We should be above Chelsea in terms of the actual points we've won this season, which is incredible compared to the last 2 years. But obviously,
break financial rules, then should you? Rules are rules.
I'll shut up, you twat. Anyway, so it's a weird situation to be because obviously we're still down there fighting because of our points total, but we're technically a lot better at the moment than the teams around us. I think Sheffield United have got like a negative 30 goal difference. Burnley are struggling as well, and then ours is 0. So we're like down there when we shouldn't be in a way, but I guess we deserve points deduction if you had to.
Thanks for the sob story. That was great. I think a lot of people got Everton stacks for that PL 4-week competition there was, and then only the winter one as well. So there's a lot of Ananas knocking around, so it's good to see him back. I think there's a lot of people ended up with an Anana, so that's good. Mikalenko's been on fire because he was dog shit. And yeah, he's been scoring really well.
Yeah.
Seems to suit the Matrix really well now as well.
Wow.
Jack Harrison as well. I'm not sure he stands out as a flashy player on the pitch, but he seems to pump in decent scores as well.
It's funny. So Jack Harrison has 2 assists in the last 2 games, but both got minuscule deflections off players. So his score is kind of like not where it should be. He's played really well the last month, and he's been really good for us since he's come in. But yeah, he's just got a little bit unlucky with a couple of deflections on assists, which would bump his scores up big time. And obviously you've suffered for that because you've got his rare or limited, I can't remember, but I've got a couple of his limiteds. And like, yeah, he's a good player for us. And like you said, Anana's back, came back last week from a sort of 3-week absence with a calf injury. He played the second half last week and didn't have any sort of re-aggravation of his injury. So he should be in for Idris Gueye. I think, yeah, we've got a pretty good record away at Burnley. So I'm going to go for I'll go for a 2-0. Another clean sheet.
Yeah, I like the midfielders of Burnley. Have been performing really well. Sander Berger and Brownhill, Bayer at the back as well. Burnley got some decent players. Not a bad stat now. They've been performing better, and it seems like they'd be good if they did actually get relegated. Some of those players in the division below. So, yeah, I'm going to go 1-1.
I'd take a 1-1. I'd take a 1-1.
Let's power through the last 4. Is there any Monday game? No. So there's 4 games on Sunday. Early up, we've got Arsenal v Brighton at 2:00. Looking like some big scores for Arsenal players, according to this. Triple A for Saka, double A for Martinelli, double A's for Odegaard and Rice as well. Looks a pretty settled team. Brighton playing right now. Pascal Gross has just got a decisive assist for me. Struggling a bit, aren't they? They've had injuries at the back and players have shuffled around. Gross has played fullback. This is Billy Gilmore in there. They're a hard team to judge. Is going to start, which I guess makes having a stack of them or a lot of them on Sorare tough, because I know even the Play Sharper expert struggles to, think who the hell's going to start this week. That even works at the goalies as well. So tough team to really use on Sorare, even though they're playing twice a week, because it's tough to know who you can trust, right? Arsenal, not so much. They seem to have like a set hierarchy. Yeah, and I think I'd be going Arsenal all the way. Brighton playing tonight.
I agree. It's a tough, obviously Arsenal in Europe as well, but just having that extra, did they play Tuesday or Wednesday this week? I don't know, but playing Thursday, Sunday, having done, well, I haven't done it, I didn't play, but having supported a team.
And then Sunday league.
Having supported a team like Everton, who did it for 5 or 6 seasons back before we were shite, it's fucking tough. Even for a team that has a decent squad like Brighton do, it's just a very quick turnaround, especially when you're playing, even if you're playing at home. I think they're playing at home tonight, but it's just a very quick turnaround. You'll get knocks and there'll be players struggling to train on Friday, Saturday. But yeah, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Brighton always seem to have these games, don't they, where they're either winning 4-1 or losing 4-1. It's very, very either or with them. But yeah, I can see it being something like a 3-1 to Arsenal or 3-2 maybe. Arsenal, I think Arsenal not kept a clean sheet for a long time, or maybe they did last week. I don't know, but they're struggling for clean sheets, and Brighton score a lot of goals. But I do think Arsenal have way too much firepower for that back line.
Yeah, tactical masterclass by Man United, avoiding midweek Europe altogether, so they can concentrate on getting back into the top 4.
Clever, really clever.
I'm going to go for a comprehensive Arsenal 3-0 win. I don't actually own any Arsenal players or Liverpool, because too many of my friends support them, and I'm always anti those teams just for why my friends are, or because of bets or things like that.
You're pretty anti Everton as well, mate. You own about 300 of them, so.
Yeah, but you were so crap. Your players were so cheap for so long that they were great fillers. They're the only ones I could afford. I also couldn't afford Arsenal or Liverpool players.
Good point.
Brentford Villa.
Yeah, I mean,
Villa are on fire.
Villa are flying at the moment. Obviously, I don't think they won tonight, but they drew and they finished top of their group anyway. So I think they rested a few players. Yeah, I mean, Villa are looking insane. Obviously, beat Arsenal and Man City 1-0 in a week, which probably hasn't happened in the Premier League era for about 10 years. Yeah, they're flying. What was it? 15 straight home wins. Obviously, this is an away game, but they are flying high. Emery's looking like a genius. Their squad's looking good. Brentford's. Are Brentford struggling? I don't think they are. I think they're just comfortably mid-table. The thing is with Brentford is I believe they're going to be missing thingamajig for a while now, aren't they? I forgot his bloody name. Striker.
I got another decisive tonight. My boy Kaneko.
Who's the Brentford striker? I can't remember the name of all of a sudden. The left-footed one.
What, the one that Tony?
No, not him. The one that's scored. Well, that's the one. Yeah. So he's out for a while now, isn't he? And he's kind of the key man. So yeah, I think it's going to be a Villa win, probably 2-1, maybe 2-0 away.
Yeah. I like Brentford, but yeah, if you've got Neil Maupay as your main striking option, I worry for you.
I know that
yeah, how long can Villa ride that wave? I think they look legit. I think this might be a draw, but yeah, one of those games where Villa just get frustrated and they should win, but they don't win. I'm going to go for a 1-1. Just because I keep picking favourites, so I need to mix it up somewhere.
I think Mbeumo is such a key man. Like I thought Brentford might really struggle this season not having Tony, but Mbeumo has really stepped up, hasn't he? I think he's got like 7 or 8 goals for them. Takes all their free kicks, penalties, everything. And missing him now for I think maybe 5-6 weeks. I think it's been announced as. It's going to be a big miss for them.
Yeah, but they're still in 11th. They're doing well. Sorare, which I'm playing in my winter comp team, so I'm trying to visualize them getting a decent result. But yeah, Villa are scary. Double A game for Watkins, double A game for Konsa. Good attacking options there. Ethan Pinnock's really good at the back there and continues to blast out scores for Brentford. We've got 2 left. West Ham, Wolves. West Ham right now. I guess they would have rested a lot of players. No, Fabian's playing. The rest of their team,
I think Kufau,
Bowen, Kudos. Yeah, it's a strong team.
Yeah.
Strong team. Obviously, wanted to top the group. Was it second has to go into another round, and is it top all straight through?
I think top 2 do go through. I think it's just obviously second place draws first place of another group. So I think obviously it's, and you kind of want to just come top. I think they did win, right? I think they won 2-0, but they played a pretty strong team. And, they're coming off the back of an absolute thumping up to Fulham, aren't they? 5-0 loss in their last game. Moyes came out and looked fuming about it, as you would be. But Wolves have been doing well of late, haven't they? Picking up a good few results. Cunha and Hwang Yi-chan look like the main boys for Wolves. So, yeah, there's always those rumours with Moyes, isn't there? Moyes just gets talked about as like being close to the sack all the time, and I never quite understand it. But
it's literally the rumour I was reading today is that West Ham are lining up the Wolves manager if they get rid of Moisey after he moved over from Bournemouth.
What, O'Neill?
Yeah.
Did Gary O'Neill play for West Ham? I think he might have played for West Ham back in the day.
Played for a few teams, didn't he? But yeah, that was one of the rumour mills that I was reading today. That West Ham.
Well, he's got playing good football, isn't he? I mean, he inherited a reasonably good squad. He's got a lot of pace in the Wolves team, isn't he? Which helps.
They've been playing some good football.
They do play good football. Right?
Loved Cunha at Hertha Berlin on Football Index. Got his card when I first joined Sorare. He was just slap bang awful in most places he went to, including Atletico, wasn't he? He was over there. I do indeed have a Marvel Snap bookmark. Hello, Jack. Thanks for joining us. Your support is always appreciated. Thanks for checking out my browser tab as well. I did check that there was nothing that could get me in trouble up there before we went live.
Yeah,
a lot of big predicted games for the West Ham players here, double A's, all over the place. So they've all just played midweek, and that makes me nervous. You know, they are at home, but it's still Thursday to Sunday. So they haven't got the travel, but it makes me nervous.
Craig Dawson revenge game.
Craig Dawson revenge game. That's what we like to hear. And on the back of that, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Wolves win.
Oh, you've just stolen mine off me. I was going to say 2-1. Okay, I'll go 3-2 Wolves.
3-2 Wolves. We're both burying West Ham. Sorry, guys. That probably means West Ham will comfortably win. And the one game I'm definitely not looking forward to this
10-0 Liverpool. 10-0 Liverpool.
What was that? How many did they score? I've suppressed it from my mind. Was it 7, 8? I can't remember. They battered us
a couple of years ago. Yeah, it was. It's a difficult one for me because I fucking hate Liverpool and I fucking hate United. But I mean, Liverpool are going to smash you, mate. But United could do some random crap though, didn't they? They might just bloody win somehow or get a good result. I don't know, but I can't see anything but a Liverpool heavy home win here. But Liverpool did lose tonight to Union St. Gilloise. I don't know quite who they started. Maybe they'd already won the group.
They had a complete reserve team.
Was it? Okay.
I think Gakpo was playing, but yeah, it was the kids. But I mean, Ten Hag's not been doing very well recently, but we have got so many injuries for so long of the season.
Is Varane going to play? Because he's not. He's
got to play. We're good. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he's 97% there. 97%.
He started in midweek. He was in. He did okay against Bayern. We didn't really go for anything. But Luke Shaw obviously came off injured. He's only 50%. Maguire came off injured. Who'd have thought Maguire and Scott McTominay would be Man United's best 2 players in the season? That, like, everyone wanted rid of them in summer. And look, you think this Sorare data lineup's glitched, right? Like
5 defenders.
We've got Wan-Bissaka in it. Reguilon's playing in attacking central midfield.
5 defenders and 2 defensive midfielders.
I know. I mean, Johnny Evans is going to end up with most appearances of the team this season. It's ridiculous. Højlund hasn't really got a chance because we're playing so poorly in behind him to find his feet. Anthony's got 1 assist, no goals in about 36 games. Garnacho is looking good, but no Bruno, no Maguire, probably no Shaw, probably no chance. I'm very worried that this could get really messy. If Liverpool get an early one, the heads seem to go down at United, and I'm really, really worried about where this goes.
It could be a maul-in, and I'm not even trying to troll you right now. I could genuinely see Liverpool scoring 5.
I would hope that we see, we got so many injuries. I know, like, I sound like a broken record, but Mason Mount's essentially Darren Anderton, Lindelof, that everything's like that. I would like to see maybe Mainu or Hannibal, or some youthful, like, get into him, like a bit of spirit.
At least, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because Amrabat looks like he's running around in treacle.
At least you've got a really good shot-stopping goalkeeper who doesn't make any errors. Because he's going to be fucking busy on the weekends. I said it now. He's going to be I reckon he's going to make 10 plus saves and make probably 3 errors leading to goal as well.
Oh, we had Jack in the chat, and we are at Jack's for a Christmas celebration during this game on Sunday. So, Jack, if you could unplug your Wi-Fi before we arrive, so none of us are able to see what this score is in this game at any point.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be keeping you updated, mate. And also, is Trent Alexander-Arnold injured? I've seen rumours that he might be injured. It says that he's 100% there.
This is 100% according to the
I know, but I've heard some rumours on the grapevine.
Right, go on then. I think he's all right. I haven't heard anything, but then I don't tend to keep up on Liverpool news. What's the score going to be?
I think 5-0 to Liverpool. And I'm not even trying to troll. I genuinely think it'll be 5-0.
I'm going to go. I'm going to be optimistic and say 4-1 Liverpool.
I enjoy that.
I could generally wouldn't be surprised if we lost 6-0.
Can we clip that?
Yeah, I'm hurting. Yeah,
I think it's going to be really bad. And like you got I couldn't believe it when you were just getting goals and goals go by you by Bournemouth. I thought it was 4-0. I didn't realise their last goal got called back. So like, I was like, you lost 4-0, but 3-0 at home to Bournemouth. I mean, if you're losing 3-0 at home to Bournemouth, then what are Liverpool going to do to you at Anfield?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Anyway, on that bombshell, we'll move on to. I'm going to do my comp result quickly, and then we'll do weekly Everton, and then we'll bounce unless we have a quick look at the Prem weekly teams. But I had a competition on Twitter last week, giveaway time. These 4 rewards that I had won, I was giving away. You had to follow, repost, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I picked a winner earlier on, and it was a Nafi Bam. You are the winner of all 4 cards. I think I did see your name on our subscribe list. I am just going to double check after the show that you are still subscribed to the YouTube channel. So that's one of the requirements. But I think you are. If not, I'll redraw another winner and put it on Twitter. But I think you are. So I think you are the winner. And I will send you your prizes either tonight after this or first thing in the morning. And then, we'll get another comp going. Another comp.
Christmas congratulations. Comp. What about a little cheeky Christmas comp? I'm sure we can think of something.
Cheeky Christmas comp. Yeah, but congratulations. You are the winner. Let's do the weekly segment, Everton versus the world. Woo-hoo. This is a weekly segment where Johnny, aka Dornado, picks an Everton stack and puts it up against a team from around the world. Everton are 2-1 up, I believe. They beat Hajduk Split.
Yeah, beat Hajduk Split, and we beat. We
lost. FC Andorra.
We lost to FC Andorra, I think, and then we beat Heerenveen.
Vitesse, wasn't it?
Vitesse.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Yeah. Who we got the last week then? Who's the results?
Last week you were playing FC Sossaloo, right? Because I drew the shirt of us. I think you've played Heerenveen as well, so maybe it's 2 or 3-1. I'll double check. But your Sossaloo last week, I drew the Sossaloo shirt from my mystery box. If anyone's got a shout for next week, so this week is FC Poli. That was shouted out by Red or Dead. So I've done a lineup for them. But you played FC Sossaloo last week, where I captained Berardi, and I went with Consigli, Vigna, Henrique, Berardi, and Loriente. 306 they came out with. Fairly solid scores by them all there. Berardi, obviously, with the captains, gone up to 80, which is kind of nice. So fairly solid. Everton obviously did well again. So, I would take a 300-plus score from a team where I basically don't have a lot of knowledge, and I've just gambled on the highest scoring players. But I got 5 starters out. My captain did all right. I put up 306. So is it FC Sossaloo or Everton that won?
It's Sassuolo. I think we got corrected live on stream last week.
Sassuolo, yeah. Apologies.
I'm joking. Here is the winning team. Yeah, so this is the team I selected. We got Pickford with the beautiful new special edition card, Tarkovsky, Mikolenko, Decore, and McNeil. 370. That's an absolute trouncing. Obviously, what you've always
given me nothing. 3-1.
You know nothing. So I think something we've not factored in here is you've got a. Do you put percentages on top of your players?
Yes.
Is it just a flat 5% or something? What are you doing?
I put 6% on all my players.
Okay, I was just thinking because obviously mine have all got like between 10 and 15% because of my collection. But I mean, in this instance, it wouldn't make a difference. But like, if it's ever tight, I guess we need to think about that. But yeah, another win for the Mighty Blues. I say we got 3-1 now.
3-1. Yeah, 3-1 with this missing Heerenveen result that I can't remember, but I don't think it happened. 3-1. This week, we are going for St. Pauli. Obviously, had a bit of a hiccup. I think they drew 1-1 last weekend. If anyone's got a team for next weekend, any team in the world with a game on Sorare, so I need a Sorare stack, shout them out in the comments. in the live chat, whatever you want, and I will go with that team as long as we've not had them before.
Not a Turkish team due to.
No, that's next week, isn't it? Oh yeah, they probably won't be playing next weekend. But yeah, I've gone FC Pauli. I went for Egerstein. I used to have his rare when he was at a previous club. Jackson Irvine, because his Tash is sick. And yeah, and then I've just gone for Play Sharper's predicted starters, who also
Marcel Hartel was a good player as well. I looked at. I very almost bought his card before the season started. He's a very decent player for them. Jackson Irvine, obviously, he's got his beautiful Tash there. Australian legend. It's a solid looking team there. And who did they playing? Who did you say they were playing? Sorry,
I didn't look. Don't even care. We're going to win whatever. Red or Dead shouting them out. So we're going with that. And you can see the scores down here that they have had. They would have got 3-13 last week, which would have lost anyway. They had a 4-18 a few weekends ago.
Wow.
They're solid scores. A lot of over 300s. Obviously, Everton are on form, so we could be in trouble again. But yeah, I think I've got a good chance this weekend. I am confident of pulling one back. FC Pauli versus Everton is this weekend's Everton versus the World fixture. Have you picked who you're going to run out, or
I do?
Just so we've got it on screen, so you can't have any shenanigans.
Unfortunately for you, I think your team's going to do very poorly.
Oh, get in the bin. Get in the bin.
So here's the Everton stack. So we're going for the golden boy, Jordan Pickford in goal. I'm going for the rather than doing the double defensive stack of Mikolenko and Tarkowski, I'm going to go for Tarkowski and then a double midfield stack of Garner and Decore. Decore loving putting the ball in that at the moment. It's fucking great. And
that's Decore.
And then Dwight McNeil going back to Burnley, his old stomping grounds, as well as Tarkowski, obviously. He's going to do something good this weekend. I can feel it coming now. So yeah, McNeil captain, Garner, Decore, Tarkowski, and Pickford all ready for my lovely 2-0 away win that we're going to get this weekend.
All right. Good luck. 1 hour and 12 minutes in, I think that is quite enough for 1 week. I also haven't done my Prem Winter teams to even show them, so we'll move on. Everyone that's joined us, watched, listened, catches up. We appreciate you joining us. If you could drop a like on the way out, maybe sign up to the Spotify channel, check us out on TikTok, follow us on Twitter, any of these things. We will absolutely adore you for it. But yeah, have a good weekend. May the Sorare gods be on your side and bring home those sweet ETH and some delightful card rewards and maybe a mystery pop-up box. Ooh, yeah. But for now, we're out. We'll see you again next week. Viva La Thursday Club.
Up the toffees.